Hello, and thank you so much for attending our orientation today. Today is an overview of the Visiting Angels Montgomery office on our policies, procedures, and best practices. We are so blessed to have you today, and welcome to the team. We only recruit and hire the best, so you should feel very proud to be here today. We take a great deal of pride in the caregivers that we bring onto our team, so not just anybody can work with us. Specifically, we're looking for the caregiver that is faith-oriented and motivated because they are the most passionate about what they do and they find this line of work as their calling. So we set a high bar and a high standard for the Visiting Angels caregiver because we believe you are the best in the industry. We receive thousands of applicants each year, but not everyone can work with us. So again, you should be very proud. Visiting Angels was founded in 1992 by our CEO, Larry Meggs. Our Montgomery, Alabama office opened in 2015. We are part of a larger group of Visiting Angels offices, which is based out of Waco, Texas. Visiting Angels has over 600 locations in the USA and also has offices in other countries such as Canada, Mexico, South Korea, and Australia. There are about 20 offices in the state of Alabama. What we expect. To stay in good standing at Visiting Angels, our caregivers must work your assigned shifts, arrive and leave at your scheduled times, clock in and out at every shift. This is vital. This ensures that you get paid correctly as well as how the client is also invoiced. Report ADLs and care notes at every shift. Again, very important. This documentation shows the great work that you have accomplished. Conversely, if you provide no documentation, it may look like you have done nothing all day, and we certainly don't want that. Dress and act professionally, and communicate with the office and be accessible. 5 things a caregiver should always avoid with Visiting Angels. Number 1, do not dispense medications. You cannot touch or handle medications. You cannot open or remove medication from the original pharmaceutical bottle. You cannot cut, crush, squeeze inhalers, or inject. You cannot apply a pain patch. Only clients of sound mind may receive medication assistance, where you can touch or handle medications but only under the client's direction. This will be covered in the service plan and also their ADLs. So in these situations, if you have any questions, please call the office. We are not licensed to provide medications. It's a protection for the client, but also for the caregiver. When medications are in our hand and we were to give them to a client, that is considered dispensing, which we do not have a license for. Number 2, do not cut toe or fingernails for the client. If the client is diabetic or on blood thinners, this could be potentially dangerous or life-threatening. You can offer to make an appointment at a salon or a manicure or pedicure or drive them to a podiatrist. You can also file the nail, paint, and remove any old nail polish, but you may not cut the nail itself. Number 3, light housekeeping is acceptable. So we consider light housekeeping as dusting, vacuuming, sweeping, mopping, also cleaning around furniture, changing linens, changing the bed sheets, doing a load of laundry, helping out with dishes, wiping countertops, and cleaning the bathrooms. Heavy housekeeping is not acceptable. You may not lift or move heavy furniture beyond ladders, mow or other yard work, or lift anything more than 25 pounds. So we are not there to deadlift any heavy objects. Number 4, you may not perform any medical duty while working for Visiting Angels. If you are a CNA, LPN, or RN, the following information is for you. We are not licensed to be a medical provider. Therefore, you must refrain from this type of behavior or action. Failure to do so will result in removal of assignments effective immediately and could also result in a personal liability suit. If you are unclear about this very important rule, please contact the office. Number 5, we are not allowed to assist our clients with their financial matters unless otherwise stated in their service plan. Do not write a check for them. Do not balance a bank statement for them. If you drive them to the bank, take the extra time to help them inside so a personal teller can assist them. So again, this is a protection for you and the client. This is just a slippery slope if money is being exchanged between the client and caregiver. So please refrain from this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention. Access Care, this is our buddy. This is for clocking in and out at every shift. So with Access Care, all caregivers are required to accurately indicate the time you arrive and also the time that you leave by clocking in and out with the Access Care mobile app. So these times must be accurate so that you can receive an accurate paycheck. So after arriving at the client's home, clock in via the app, and before leaving the client's home, you must clock out at the end of your shift. So clocking in, make sure your GPS is on or your locator, and also clocking out, make sure that you have saved your ADLs and any notes as to why an ADL was not completed. You will not be able to clock out unless you have completed these measures. So this is a very simple application to use, and we are here to assist, but this is a requirement of working with Visiting Angels. So after we have provided care and we are about to clock out of our shift, we must document ADLs. So in the Access Care app, there is a tab titled ADLs, Activities of Daily Living. This is where you will document the care that you have provided for the client. It is also where you will find important information regarding the client. So for example, there might be details on what and how often things are to be done. This will also be information regarding the use of personal funds and also if you're allowed to drive the client's car. Again, if you have any questions regarding what you can or can't do, please call the office. Again, if you don't document your ADLs, it pretty much looks like you completed nothing all day. So we want to make sure that you're recognized for your hard work. So please document your ADLs. It is required. Adhering to the schedule. You are expected to arrive at your assignment 5 minutes prior to your shift. This gives you enough time to clock in and get ready to start your shift. You must call the office if you will not arrive on time and let us know why. Do not contact the client. When calling in, you must speak to a person. Leaving a voicemail does not count, and texting is not acceptable. All shifts can be viewed on Access Care mobile app, and within the mobile app, you can view the calendar, which shows all of your assigned shifts, dates, and times, as well as open visits. How you will get paid. This is extremely important. Visiting Angels pays weekly, every Friday. Physical checks will be mailed to the address that you have provided to the office. Direct deposit is a priority for us. Pay period will only cover shifts worked Monday through Sunday the previous week. Overtime hours must be approved by the office. It is the caregiver's responsibility to keep all banking information current and up to date. If you have any questions regarding pay, please contact the office. Mileage reimbursement. If you use your own car to run errands or transport a client, you are eligible for mileage reimbursement. Eligible mileage will be reimbursed at the current rate of 52 cents a mile. If your round trip to a client's home is more than 60 miles or outside of our main service area, the Greater Montgomery area, you are eligible for mileage reimbursement. We do not pay you mileage to get to work. However, we do pay you mileage if you have multiple clients. So from client 1 to 2, you would receive mileage, or from 2 to 3, you would receive mileage. You must report mileage in the AccessCare mobile app when clocking out. We report this so it's billed correctly to the client. It's the caregiver's responsibility to report accurate mileage for reimbursement by Monday morning from the prior week. We do not pay you to get to and from work. Mileage reimbursement is only for when you use your own car to help a client. We do not pay mileage if you use the client's automobile. We do pay mileage if you work 2 shifts in a day, so we would pay you from your first shift to get to your second shift. We do not pay to get you to work, and we do not pay you to return from work. Only if you have multiple clients in a day will you receive mileage. Policy on driving the client's car. You must not drive the client's car unless you receive permission directly from the visiting angel's office. The client's permission alone is not enough. This permission is found on the AccessCare mobile app under the client's ADLs. We will check to make sure that we have the client's signed consent form on file. We will also verify that the caregiver has car insurance. We take these measures to protect you. Policy on dress code. Scrubs are preferred and traditionally the priority. Absolutely no jeans of any kind, sweats, shorts, or skirts above the knee. Proper shoe wear is required. Clean athletic shoes are the best, for obvious comfort reasons. So your shoes should also fasten with Velcro or laces and must have closed toe and a closed heel. Crocs, sandals, flip-flops, slippers are not allowed. You also must wear your name badge every time you go to a client's home. This is very important. All piercings other than ears must be covered or taken out. Absolutely no facial piercings to be worn or seen while working with visiting angels. No large hoop earrings or dangling earrings. This could be a safety concern for you and the client. All tattoos must be covered and not visible while on shift. So if you do have tattoos, that's fine. Just please wear a long sleeve shirt or something to cover them. Do not wear perfumes, scented lotions, body sprays, etc. This can cause a reaction from the client with asthma, COPD, allergies, or sensitivities. So keep that in mind. Keep all fingernails cut filed to fingertip length so you do not scratch the client while transferring, showering, or dressing. Hair must be pulled back and kept out of your face. So, how does a case get started? Well, first, the visiting angel's executive director meets with the client and their family to discuss the service and what their needs are. Next, the executive director and nurse prepares a service plan. So each service plan is unique to the individual that we will be serving. Then, we will work on staffing that new case. So where do you fit in? So once we have identified the client's needs, we start looking for that perfect caregiver. We look for 3 very important matchmaking criteria. Does this caregiver have the skills and experience to meet the client's needs? Does this caregiver have the availability to meet the demands of the client's schedule? And does this caregiver live local to the client? So these are very important characteristics. If we call you, what to expect from us? We will explain everything we know about the client, such as their gender, male or female, smoking or non-smoking, pets, cats or dogs, or any other type of pets they may have, job duties, so the ADLs, light housekeeping, meal preparation, personal care, transfers, as well as location and hours. If we call you, here's what we expect from you. We expect a quick response for all open shift notifications. The first employee to respond and confirm will get that case and work with the client. We expect if you say yes to a client that you will stick with the client. Our goal is to provide consistency and continuity of care to the client and the family. We expect you to also know where the service plans are, which are created by a registered nurse and is the template of services we will provide to the family and the client. Service plans can also be available in the mobile app, but also at our website at 137.accesscare.com. What if I don't want the case? Just say no thank you. We don't want you to commit to something you can't follow through on. But keep in mind that infrequent no's may result in infrequent job opportunities in the future. Here at Visiting Angels, from time to time, we will have a meet and greet with our new client and the caregiver. This is an important step of us creating a special bond and a relationship and rapport with the family. So this is the first opportunity for you as a caregiver to have a great impression on the family and also the client. So during a meet and greet, obviously we want to dress appropriately, following the Visiting Angels dress code. So wear your name badge, confirm the meeting details. Are you meeting at the client's home? Are you going to meet at the office? And who will be going with you? Most importantly, be on time. This is a first impression, so make sure that you have an impact with the family. Don't be late. And again, always keep it professional. Fill-in shifts. So when we call to ask to see if you can fill in for someone, please keep in mind the following. Helping out in an emergency situation shows teamwork and dedication. It's obviously a great opportunity to earn extra income, so if we contact you, please give us the courtesy of calling us back, even if you cannot help out that day. You are under no obligation to take an emergency fill-in, but it is greatly appreciated. Again, this is a great way to pick up extra income. Policy on smoking. If you do smoke, do not smoke in the client's home, even if they say it's okay. As well as keep in mind smoking may be going to a client's home. If the client has any allergies, they can still smell the smoke on your clothes. So please try to refrain from smoking prior to your shift. Smoking while on the clock is prohibited, so please keep this in mind. Policy on cell phones. When you are on the clock with Visiting Angels, please have your phone on vibrate. Do not answer your phone or text during work hours unless it's office related or an emergency. If you do need to answer, please excuse yourself from the client to handle the call and promptly return. Do not use the client's internet connection to answer emails or surf the web. Expectations on appropriate conversation. Visiting Angels prohibits caregivers from sharing their personal information, address, phone numbers, etc. with clients. Please do not discuss your personal matters with the clients. In certain situations, this can become too stressful, add drama to the family, and in some cases the family asks to remove the caregiver just from sharing personal matters. So please don't do this. Visiting Angels caregivers are there to work and provide care and meet the needs of the clients. So keep in mind, keep it professional at all times. Policy on gifts and tips. We do not allow our caregivers to directly accept tips or gifts. At certain times of the year, we will make an exception regarding this policy, and you will be notified in those cases. All gifts and tips must be reported to the office. So an example, during Christmas time, a family may want to give you a gift. There's no problem if it's food, but if it's monetary value, please notify the office just to make sure it's okay. Difficulty with care recipient. On rare occasions, you may experience difficulty in providing care in the home. If home conditions, care recipient behavior, or family members' issues make it difficult to provide care, please call the office. We will problem solve the difficulty so that you can perform your job. Remember, if we, the office staff, do not know about this situation, we cannot provide solutions. Policy on off-duty client visits. Your relationship with the client should be professional at all times. Although we desire for you to develop a bond with your client, keep in mind this is a business relationship, not a friendship. Do not visit the client when the case is over. Have any unauthorized visitors in the home. This is a HIPAA violation. Visit existing client on your days off, or give out phone numbers or ask the client for theirs. All communication should be directed to the office. Policy on the non-compete clause. In your employment packet, you signed a document stating that you will not compete with Visiting Angels and their right to do business. So this means you will not engage in a conversation with the client to arrange to be hired privately by them or a family member. You should never discuss pay rates or bill rates with the client. This is not professional. If conversation like this occurs, you must quickly put an end to it and report it to the office. Legally, you cannot quit and work for your client unless you have waited a period of over 2 years from your termination date. HIPAA. What the heck is that? Hippopotamus? No. HIPAA is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996. It's legislation that provides data privacy and security provisions safeguarding medical information. So when you started with Visiting Angels, you signed a document which was a HIPAA statement. HIPAA protects the client's right to privacy. It's the law. So do not share information regarding a client, their family, their medical condition, or financial situation, or anything that could be considered personal and confidential. A violation of HIPAA law may result in a personal lawsuit. Fines can range from $100 to $50,000 per violation, with a maximum penalty of $1.5 million per year for each violation. So this is extremely important to adhere to these regulations. So this is why adhering to HIPAA regulations is so important. As you can see, there's different tiers to violations and different penalties associated with those violations. So the first tier, $100 to $50,000 per incident. Second tier, $1,000 to $50,000. Third is $10,000 to $50,000 per incident. And the fourth tier is $50,000 per incident up to $1.5 million. So these are pretty hefty fines if someone continues or knowingly breaks HIPAA regulations. Policy on attendance. We expect you to be dependable, reliable, and on time for your work assignments. Frequent abuse of this will affect your career. We understand that there may be some challenges in life, but when they occur, here's what we expect. When calling in, you must speak to a person. Leaving a message, text, or email does not count. We will not accept family or friends calling on your behalf unless it is a life-threatening emergency. We do reserve the right to ask for proof of absence, doctor's or ER fax, copy of tow or car repair invoice, police report, funeral notices. So a no-call, no-show will result in a voluntary resignation with Visiting Angels. Policy on calling in sick. When calling in sick, you must speak to a person. If it is after hours, call the office and your call will be directed to our on-call team. Leaving a message, text, or sending an email is not acceptable. Sickness must be serious, such as flu-like symptoms or running a fever. Please do not wait 30 minutes or an hour before your shift. This is totally unprofessional. Please provide as much notice as you can. Also bear in mind, think of the client. What would happen if they did not receive care today? Unable to work due to an injury. If an injury occurs on the job, you are required to notify the office immediately. If you experience an injury and are unable to work, you will be expected to bring in a medical note. You will also be required to bring in a medical release before you can go back to work. Inclement weather. In the event that inclement weather may delay your ability to be on time or go to work, notify the office. The office will be able to guide you as how the weather conditions might affect the care recipient's schedule, and we will coordinate the necessary communications. So we will always keep you safe if we do experience that snow, ice, hurricane, or tornadoes. So we will never put you in a position that you will feel unsafe, and we will have a plan based on what the weather presents. Emergencies. So in case of a life-threatening emergency, always call 911 first, then call the office. We will immediately notify the closest family member. There is an exception, DNR or hospice patient. Do not perform life-saving measures on these clients. If they are under hospice care, contact the hospice provider as they will want to follow up with the patient before making the decision to be sent to the ER. So again, in a life-threatening emergency, always contact 911 first, except if they are under hospice. Policy on employer requirements. OSHA is the governing agency that requires home care workers to complete an annual TB test. It is a requirement of your job. You must also renew your CPR first aid certifications before they expire. Failure to keep state requirements and certifications up to date will result in removal from all assignments until you are compliant. If you have any issues, please contact the office. Policy on drug testing. Notice this is a drug-free workplace. A drug-free test is mandatory for employment with Visiting Angels. In the event of an accident or injury while on duty, you may be subjected to a drug screening. Random drug screens may be required for reasonable suspicion. Okay, this is very important. 24-hour on-call availability. Night and weekend support is available for emergencies. An emergency consists of running late to an assignment, being lost, a medical emergency, or unable to arrive at your scheduled shift on time. Do not call the office for non-emergency matters after business hours or on the weekends. Office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Do not contact the office prior or after those hours unless it is an emergency. Performance evaluations. You will receive a performance evaluation every year in December. New employees that have not been with Visiting Angels for 90 days will wait until the following year. Your performance evaluation, we will discuss your job effectiveness in adhering to Visiting Angels expectations. So this includes the quality of care you provide, how many times you have called out, as well as helping us out on weekends, and also if you have picked up emergency fill-in shifts. Policy on additions and changes. Visiting Angels reserves the right to add policies and change existing policies as needed. You will be notified of policy changes in a timely manner. If you have any questions about Visiting Angels policies, please contact the office. Leave of absence. Some caregivers may be able to take advantage of leave of absence instead of resigning from the job. A leave of absence requires 2 weeks' notice. The best way to leave. We understand that at times people may have to leave their employment with Visiting Angels to move on to another opportunity. If that were to ever happen to you, here are some things to keep in mind. We require a 2-week notice. Leaving with proper notice will benefit you, so we can be a reference for you. If you leave on good terms, we can provide that good reference and perhaps give a letter of recommendation, and you will also be welcome to reapply if you decide to come back. Communication is essential. Clear, concise, and frequent communication is the greatest asset in our business. We believe communication is critical. Successful communication is a two-way street. Therefore, we need you to make a personal commitment to communicate effectively with our office. Your Visiting Angels office staff is here to help you succeed. If you have any questions today or in the future, please let us know how we can help you. Job expectations. We take the time to outline your expectations right from day one. Those job expectations are called Visiting Angels expectations. So we are a faith-based organization. You should treat every situation and approach every client like this is one of my family members. This is a customer service driven business. So you should be asking yourself, did I make a difference today? Did I make my client feel special? Did I treat my client with respect and honor his or her wishes? These are the Visiting Angels expectations. Please pause the video if needed to review our expectations. The good news. So by following these expectations, you will earn rewards and recognition. It can also have a direct impact on your pay raises. So caregivers control their own destiny. It's all about what reciprocates. So you do good, you get good. You do bad, you get bad. You control your destiny. And again, going back to our core values of being a faith-based organization, stay positive. So in this example, the palm trees. And in this quote, face challenges like a palm tree. Even in the greatest storm, with the greatest winds, and the most intense rain, it only bends. It never breaks. So there will be tough times, but there will also be great times. So be like the palm tree. Be resilient. Be positive. And good things will come your way. So in conclusion, we set very high standards for our visiting angels caregivers. Congratulations, you have met those high standards. You received a lot of information today. So just know that we are here for you and you can call us as often as you need to. Everyone at this office is here to help you succeed. Now it's time for you to show us what you're really capable of.
Caring for people has been a constant theme throughout my life. When I decided on a career with Visiting Angels, it was the best decision I ever made. With Visiting Angels, I know I'll receive the support needed to be the best caregiver I can be. Visiting Angels is not just a job, it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done. My work makes a difference for people who need help living at home.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
It's our goal to be the best. So I wanted to leave you with one of my favorite scripture verses. It's from Psalms chapter 118, verse 24. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you so much for attending. God bless, and we look forward to working with you.